One day, Scholar Song was sick in bed when a government official arrived, leading a white horse. The official told him he had to go take the official selection exam. Song was confused. He remembered the exam was still days away, but the official urgently insisted he leave at once. Song heaved himself up and followed the official. The road they took was unfamiliar, and when they arrived at the examination hall, he was struck by its magnificence. Dozens of examiners were seated, surrounded by scores of candidates. He took a seat next to a candidate named Zhang. As Song looked around, he recognized one of the examiners as Guan, the famous general from a previous dynasty. Once everyone was settled, the exam questions were distributed. The topic was, how should a judicial judge differentiate and adjudicate intentional versus unintentional behaviors? Song's answer was concise.
A judge should not reward intentional acts of assistance to others, nor should they punish unintentional acts of harm.
All the examiners praised his reply. One of them then asked Song,
"There's a vacant post. Would you like to be a guardian god in Hunan?"
Suddenly, Song realized this wasn't the Imperial examination of the human world, it was an Underworld examination. Tears welled in his eyes as he nodded and responded.
It would be my great honor to accept such a position, but my mother is over 70. If I were to take this job, she'd be left alone, with no one to care for her but me.
The chief examiner then instructed an assistant to bring the register of deaths and check his mother's remaining lifespan.
9 years.
The assistant reported. Examiner Guan then suggested to the chief,
Why not have Zhang fill the position for the first 9 years, and then Song can take over afterward?
The chief then addressed Song.
You should have accepted the post immediately, but considering your filial piety, you may remain at home for 9 years to care for your mother. After that time, you must return and assume the position without delay.
Song and Zhang exited the examination hall together, and Song decided to return home. Zhang introduced himself, revealing he was from Lu, and before Song departed, he gifted him a verse.
Whenever there are flowers and wine, it is a sweet summer we feel fine. Nights without lights aren't insufferable, for our spirits are indomitable.
3 days later, Song awoke in a coffin at his home, his elderly mother weeping beside him. He tried to speak but couldn't. His mother, noticing he was awake, helped him out. Hours passed before Song finally regained his voice, feeling as though he'd had a terrible nightmare. Days later, he sent people to Lu to inquire whether there was a man named Zhang. He was told there was indeed a man named Zhang, and that he had died on the very day Song was thought to have died. 9 years later, Song's mother indeed passed away. After his mother's funeral, Song visited his father-in-law. His father-in-law, observing Song dressed in fine clothes and accompanied by a retinue, remarked that he looked every bit like a high-ranking official. However, days later, when the father-in-law went to Song's house, he was told that Song had actually died on the very day of their visit.